Have you ever heard of a treasure so vast, so cursed, that it brought down heroes, kings, and even gods? This isn't a fairy tale from a movie. It's the legendary Hoard of the Nibelungs, a story of gold, greed, and a curse that echoed through centuries of European myth. Today, we're diving deep into the Rhine River to uncover the secrets of this lost treasure. Our story begins not with a dragon, but with a dwarf named Alberich. He was one of the Nibelungs, a mythical race of dwarves who lived deep beneath the earth. One day, Alberich came across the 3 Rhine maidens guarding a magical treasure, the Rhine gold. They told him that anyone who could forge a ring from this gold would gain immense power to rule the world. But there was a catch. To do so, they would have to renounce love forever. Alberich, feeling scorned by the beautiful maidens, didn't hesitate. He cursed love, stole the gold, and forged the infamous ring. With its power, he enslaved his fellow Nibelungs and forced them to amass a colossal hoard of treasure for him. This treasure was said to be so enormous that it would take 14 wagons, 4 days and 4 nights, making 3 trips a day just to transport it from the mountain to the river. But as with all things built on greed, Alberich's reign didn't last. The gods, led by Wotan, or Odin in Norse mythology, learned of the ring's power. They wanted to use the treasure to pay 2 giants who had built their fortress Valhalla. So Wotan and the clever god Loki traveled to Alberich's realm. Through trickery, they captured the dwarf and forced him to give up his entire hoard, and most importantly, the ring itself. As they stripped him of his last and most precious possession, the furious Alberich laid a powerful curse upon the ring and the entire treasure. He doomed anyone who possessed it to a life of anxiety, misery, and ultimately, a violent death. And so, the curse began its deadly work. The first victims were the giants. After receiving the treasure, they immediately began to argue over how to divide it. One giant, Fafnir, driven mad by greed, murdered his brother Fosselt to claim the entire hoard for himself. But the curse didn't stop there. To guard his treasure, Fafnir used a magical helmet from the hoard, the Tarnhelm, to transform himself into a fearsome dragon. He then retreated to a cave on a desolate heath, where he would sleep upon his mountain of gold for ages, a prisoner of his own greed. This is where our hero enters the story, Siegfried or Sigurd in the Norse tales. Siegfried was a young, fearless warrior, raised in the wilderness, who knew nothing of fear. His foster father, a cunning dwarf named Mime, saw Siegfried as a tool. Mime wanted the treasure for himself, but was too cowardly to face the dragon Fafnir. So he encouraged Siegfried to seek out the dragon, hoping the young hero would defeat it, allowing Mime to then kill Siegfried and take the gold. Siegfried, armed with his legendary sword Balmung, which he reforged himself, traveled to the dragon's lair. The battle was epic. After a fierce struggle, Siegfried plunged his sword into the dragon's heart. As Fafnir lay dying, a drop of his magical blood touched Siegfried's tongue. Suddenly, he could understand the language of the birds. A nearby bird warned him of Mime's treacherous plot. When Mime offered him a poisoned drink, Siegfried, now aware of the betrayal, struck him down. Having defeated the dragon and survived the treachery, Siegfried claimed the Nibelung Hoard, including the cursed ring and the Tarnhelm. He bathed in the dragon's blood, which made his skin nearly impenetrable, except for one small spot on his back where a linden leaf had fallen. Unaware of the curse he had just inherited, Siegfried's life was about to take a dramatic turn. He continued his heroic journey and discovered the beautiful Valkyrie, Kriemhild, asleep on a mountain surrounded by a ring of fire. He bravely rode through the flames, awakened her with a kiss, and the two fell deeply in love. He gave her the cursed ring as a token of his undying devotion, promising to return. But the curse was always lurking. Siegfried traveled to the court of the Burgundian kings at Worms, on the Rhine River. There, he met King Gunther, his sister Kriemhild, and their treacherous half-brother Hagen. The queen, Gunther's mother, gave Siegfried a magic potion that made him forget all about his beloved Brynhild and fall instantly in love with Kriemhild. Now under the spell, Siegfried agreed to a treacherous plan. He would use the Tarnholm's power to disguise himself as King Gunther and win Brynhild for the king in exchange for Kriemhild's hand in marriage. The plan succeeded. Siegfried, disguised as Gunther, conquered the powerful Brynhild and took the cursed ring back from her. The two couples were married in a grand double wedding, but the seeds of tragedy were sown. Years later, the two queens, Kriemhild and Brynhild, argued over whose husband was greater. In her anger, Kriemhild revealed the entire deception to Brynhild, showing her the ring that Siegfried had taken from her. Brynhild was consumed by shame and a desire for revenge. She manipulated her husband, King Gunther, and the sinister Hagen into plotting Siegfried's murder. Hagen, ever the schemer, learned the secret of Siegfried's one vulnerability from the unsuspecting Kriemhild. During a royal hunt, as Siegfried bent down to drink from a spring, Hagen plunged a spear into the hero's back, killing him. The curse had claimed its most famous victim, but the story of the hoard was far from over. Hagen seized the treasure and, to prevent Kriemhild or anyone else from ever finding it, he sank the entire Nibelung Hoard into the Rhine River. He believed its location would die with him. Kriemhild's grief turned into a cold, burning rage. She later married Attila the Hun, using his power to exact her revenge. She invited her brothers and Hagen to a feast in Hungary, which turned into a horrific bloodbath. One by one, her Burgundian relatives were slaughtered. In the end, she personally confronted the captured Hagen, demanding to know the location of the treasure. When he refused, she struck back with finality. Her act of vengeance was complete, but the consequences caught up with her only moments later, bringing her own fate to an end. And the secret of the Nibelung Hoard was lost forever. So, where is this treasure now? For centuries, treasure hunters have scoured the Rhine, dreaming of finding Alberich's gold. Is it a real physical treasure still waiting at the bottom of a river in Germany? Or is it a powerful metaphor for the destructive nature of greed? The story teaches us that true wealth isn't found in gold or power, but in love and loyalty, the very things the curse destroys. The legend of the Nibelung Hoard continues to fascinate us, a timeless warning that some treasures are best left unfound. What do you think? Is the treasure real? Let me know in the comments below. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more dives into legendary mysteries.